folks. Welcome to mini concert number 277. Karen and I are traveling for the 4th of July weekend. So right now we're in State College, Pennsylvania, the home of Penn State University. First up tonight is Eric Bogle World War I song about the Battle of Gallipoli. I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived a free life of a rover, from the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback. I would waltz my Matilda all over. But then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. And they gave me a tin hat, and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the tears, flag waving and cheers, we sailed off for Gallipoli. I'll never forget that terrible day when our blood stained the sands and the waters, and how in that hell that they call Suvla Bay we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Well, Johnny Turk, he was ready, he primed himself well. He rained us with bullets, and he showered us with shells. And in 5 minutes flat, we were all blown to hell. He nearly blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda, and we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours, then the Turks buried theirs. Then it started all over again. Well, those who remained just tried to survive in this mad world of blood, death, and fire. For 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while the corpses around me piled higher. But then a big Turkish shell blew me arse overhead, and when I awoke in the hospital bed and seen what it had done, well, I wished I was dead. I never knew there were worse things than dying. So no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and free. To hump tent and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. Well, they gathered the injured, the wounded, the maimed, and they took us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those mad wounded heroes of Stewball. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was no one there waiting for me. To mourn and to grieve and to pity. searching for. And I asked myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda as the old men still answer the call. But year after year, the numbers get fewer. Soon no one will march here at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda, oh come a waltzing Matilda with me. And their ghosts can be heard as they march by the billabong. Oh come a waltzing Matilda with me. So that's called And the Band Played Waltzing Matilda. Next up is a folk song that's got two versions. Luckily, I only do one of them. First heard this song done by Peter, Paul, and Mary. Stewball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water, he always drank wine. His bridle was silver, and his mane it was gold. The worth of his saddle has never been told. Well, the fairgrounds were crowded, and Stewball was there. The betting was heavy on the bay and the mare. Well, I bet on the gray mare, and I bet on the bay. If I'd have bet on old Stewball, I'd be a free man today. 'Cause way out yonder, ahead of them all, came a dancing and a prancing, that noble Stewball. Well, the hoot owl she hollered, and the turtle dove moaned. Poor boy in trouble, I'm a long way from home. Stewball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water, he always drank wine. So of course that is Stewball. Next up is a favorite in the Irish pubs. It's an Irish custom to celebrate the death of a comrade with a party. They call it a wake. This one is about the wake of a fellow by the name of Finnegan. Finnegan lived in Walking Street, a gentle Irishman, mighty odd. He had a brogue both rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a hod. Tim had a bit of a timbling way, bucket of whiskey at his head and a barrel of porter at his feet. Oh, what for the down, now dance to your partner, round the blue your trotters shake. Wasn't that the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's wake. Tim's friends assembled at the wake. Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First she served him tea and cake, then pipes, tobacco, and whiskey punch. Well, Biddy O'Brien began to cry. Such a nice clean corpse did you never see. Tempt me, bucko, why did you die? Oh, shut your trap, said Paddy McGee. Oh, what for a down, now dance to your partner, round the blue your trotters shake. Wasn't that the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's wake. Well, then Maggie O'Connor took up the job. Biddy, she said, you're wrong, I'm sure. So Biddy gave her a punch in the gob, left her sprawling on the floor. Then the war did soon engage. It was woman to woman and man to man. Shillelagh law was all the rage, and the row and the ruckus soon began. Oh, whack for the down, now dance to your partner, round the flue your trotters shake. Wasn't that the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's wake. Mickey Maloney ducked his head when a bucket of whiskey flew at him. It missed and landing on the bed, the whiskey spattered over Tim. Look, you see how he revives. Tim Finnegan rising from the bed, saying word of your whiskey around like blazes, thunder and chases. Do you think I'm dead? Whack for the down, now into your partner, round the blue your trotters shake. Wasn't that the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's wake. Whack for the down, now dance to your partner, round the blue your trotters shake. Wasn't that the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's wake. So that's called Finnegan's Wake. Next up is a Gordon Lightfoot song. Karen found this one for me. Listening to some old albums, I'd never heard it before. That thing in the right place eventually. There it is. Go first in the world, go forth with your fears. Remember, a price must be paid. Be always too soon, be never too fast, at the time when all bets must be laid. Beware of the darkness, be kind to your children. Remember the woman who waits, and the house you'll live Beware of strange faces, dark, dingy places. Be careful while bending along. And the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that stands at the door. When you're down in the dumps, not ready to deal, decide what it is that you need. Is it money or love, learning to live, or is it the bounty you must be? Be known as a man who will always be candid on questions that do not relate. And the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that stands at the gate. And the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that stands at the gate. That's called The House You Live In. Next up is another favorite in the Irish pubs. Actually about a Scotsman, which you'll see. Oh, the Scotsman dressed all in his kilt, like a bar when evening fair. You could tell by the way he walked that he drank more than his share. He staggered on until he could no longer keep his feet, and then he stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. Well, he stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Just then two lovely lassies happened to pass by, and the one said to the other with a twinkle in her eye, "See yonder sleeping Scotsman, so strong and handsome built. Well, I wonder if it's true that he wears nothing beneath that kilt." Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. Well, I wonder if it's true that he wears nothing beneath that kilt. So they crept up on the Scotsman, quiet as could be, lifted up his kilt about an inch so they could see. Now what do you suppose they found beneath that Scottish skirt? Why, nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. Why, nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. So then the one said to the other, "It's time we should be gone. Let's leave have a present before we travel on." So they left a blue silk ribbon tied up into a bow around the bonny star, the Scotsman's kilt did lift and show. Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. Around the bonny star, the Scotsman's kilt did lift and show. Well, then the Scotsman rose to nature's call, and he headed for the trees, lifted up his kilt, then he gawks at what he sees, and in a strangled voice he says to what's before his eyes, "Oh lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you won first prize." A ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. Oh lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you won first prize. So that's called The Scotsman, and that's mini concert number 277. Thanks for coming.
Hope to see you next week. We'll be back in Virginia then.